Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Alangajwa and Kwami, and you are in our channel, Bert's Family. Thanks you for all.
Dear Beth, thanks you. Bro, let me see, which kind of English be that? Thanks you for all well, English
Okay.
is not our first language, so
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, repeat.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Alangajwa and your guy Kwame G. So you are at Bert's Family. We thank all our old followers and all our new followers for being here. Thanks for subscribing, for sharing our videos, and especially commenting. We love when you guys comment. We love to hear your side of the stories and everything. So thanks a lot. We are very grateful. So today we are going to talk about a very, very, very sensitive topic. And you can see that Kwame is sad. He feels like crying. Oh, my baby, don't cry. Yeah. So.
You keep on holding me like that.
And we'll cut it.
And the whole video will be cut for some things to happen somewhere. You allow her to be holding me like that. We are very close to ourselves. So we don't have time, and boom.
Hey.
Let's continue. This is how everything unfolded. I mean, I was born and then raised by somebody I thought was actually, no, I was born in Kumasi in Ghana, and I was raised by somebody I thought was my biological father until he told me himself, and other people around, the family members also told me that, hey, your father is a white man. And when I consider my complexion as well, I mean, it was a clear sign that I was actually having a father who is a white man. But I've never seen him before growing up. The only one I knew is Kwame Sando, who was my father as a child and who has been with me all along. And I was never having this moment where I felt like, hey, I needed a father in my life, because he was there 24/7. He was present in my life. He was, I mean, an incredible man when it comes to fatherhood. He made sure that I was on the right path. Although he didn't have, he was not even, sometimes he was not even working, so things were quite tough. But he did his best, and may his soul rest in perfect peace. But the whole thing is this: I started looking for my biological father when my dad, Kwadwe Sando, left me and traveled to Obuasi because of financial constraints. He left me in Kumasi all alone as a child around, let's say, 7, 8 years, 9 years, 12 years or something. Around
7, 8, 9, 12.
12, around those years. I don't really remember specifically which year that was. He woke me up around 2 a.m. at night, and he was like, Kwame, I'm about to leave this place. I'm leaving this room, rented room for you, to go to my mom's place in Obuasi because I don't have the money to continue renting. And it's been, I mean, the rent has passed for over 3 years, and the landlord and the landladies were always coming after us. So he left the place for me and said, so long as you are a child, they can never come and tackle you. So just be here and continue going to school. I leave
But
you here alone.
I don't understand. In Ghana, when a child lives alone in a house, they don't call the social services or
We have social services in Ghana, but it is not as effective as what we have in abroad or
in
any
your
other
time.
country.
Maybe
Yeah.
now it is.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. But my time, I mean, who is coming for you? You do it all by yourself. So the whole thing was that he left me there at that age and said, hey, and it wasn't his fault, because if he does not leave me there, or if he takes me along, he can't even afford taking me to school again. So I'm going to be at home. But right now I'm in school. So he left me and said, hey, go to school. And the landlord and the landladies cannot move you out of the house. You're a kid. They can't pack your things and move you out. So live on your own. And then life started on my own. That was when the whole thing popped up, and I was like, hey, the struggle started. And that was when I started thinking that, hey, if I have a biological father who is a white man living in France or anywhere else around the world, as I have been told, why won't I look for this man? And then I started looking for this man. And trust me,
How? In which way did you
things
look for
were
him?
tough. So looking for him, I started from family members that I knew traveled abroad, somewhere in Belgium, somewhere in France, and stuff like that. And I had only one picture with me. And that is the part that sometimes it hurts a lot, because that is the only picture I had of him that I could really say, okay, this is how he looks
Oh, you
like.
had a picture of him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
To actually say, hey, this is how he looks like. But I mean, and then as a kid, one of the family members came from abroad, met me and said, hey, Kwame, I'm going to George. I'm going to look for your father for you. For picture, no money. Give me the picture. I'm going to look for him, and then with the picture, I'll be able to find him when I go back to France. And trust me, I don't know whether he's going to look for him today or tomorrow.
And you never saw the picture again.
I never saw the picture again. They never looked for him. I think the picture didn't even travel to France. He just took the picture just to make me feel good as a child and then threw it away somewhere, you know. But I won't go there because that is actually a long one. To take us on a long road. And from there, I was still on my own because family members were actually not helping in any way. Nobody was coming in for me, with the exception of one uncle of mine. That is Mr. Kwame Frimpong Boga. He was the only one who was coming through for me at every stage of my life, at every point of my life. Even if he didn't have to support, he was always calling me and stuff like that to check on me. Whenever he comes from abroad, he will come and check up on me. But those moments were actually dark moments because I didn't have anybody. I was going from right to left, left to right, and everything. And people thought I was okay because I was not, I mean, that kind of a child that would be doing nonsense and stuff like that. Even though I grew up in Amakum, I'm quite stubborn and stuff like that. But I was like living on a general. I was a bit okay. But people never suspected that, hey, this guy is going through a lot, or not even having. Sometimes I don't even eat the whole day. There are moments I won't even eat and stuff like that. And that was when it knocked me off, and I decided this is the time to look for my real father, my real biological father, because. And then I started. I mean, started from the family members, asked few of them, asked them about it, questions here and there, and the only thing they could tell me is that, hey, he bears your name. That's all we know, and that was it. Nobody could really help me know this, know where he is. And mind you, my biological mother has also passed. That I don't even know about her. I mean, we've met when I was 4 years or so, so we couldn't even talk, and she passed. So I don't have any message from my biological mother. The only thing I know is that my dad bears my own name. So look for. And I started looking, I mean, from the family side, it didn't work. Asked a whole lot of people, it didn't work. And I mean, nobody knew how to go about it. I mean, kept on sometimes looking through the internet when I go to internet cafe. I wasn't having any phone. I mean, I would pay the money. I would go on Google how to search things. I would search a little bit and leave it. I wasn't. And I started even sometimes visiting churches because in Ghana we have prophets. We have lots of prophets. I mean, who are able to reveal stuff to you about your past, your beginning, your every. So I visited churches. Hey, I visited churches, and through that medium, I've worked with lots of prophets too. Worked with lots of prophets too, and I don't know, maybe in God's own way. In God's own way, probably He didn't want me to know about it through the prophets because I worked with them, genuine ones who could really tell you stuff. And I mean stuff, revelations, could give you revelations from head to toe. Everything they're going to say is correct. It is exactly so. But when it comes to my father's side, no prophet was able to tell me anything about him. Until I went to a certain woman, a prophetess, for counseling. And when I went there, I told this woman, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my dad. And the woman looked at me and said, listen, what if you find this your dad you are talking about, and he is not even in any position to be able to help you? What happens next? She didn't prophesy to me. She didn't pray for me. She just asked me this question. And then again, she told me, I mean, she gave me words of encouragement, and she told me that you can do it all by yourself without your dad, whether you find him or not. What I'm going to tell you is that stop looking for this man jumping from place to place, place to place, because sooner you are going to go to places you will not be able to return. So you better concentrate on your life and live your life. And if it is in the God, if it is in God's will that you will find your dad, you are definitely going to find him. That's what this woman told me. And right away, she just looked at me and said, I'm done. So go. And I was like, not even prayers. Like, you won't pray for me. She was like, oh, the problem with you is simple. Meaning, this your problem is simple. Go, go. I've given you the advice. Forget about that man and live your life. You can do it all by yourself. Go. Oh. And from that woman's place, coming back home, that was, I think that was the turning point. It hit me so hard that okay, if I find him, if I don't find him, I'm living my life. And then whilst life is going on, it got to a point I had to get married.
Not my
wife. I had to.
You didn't have choice.
No, not like I didn't have choice. If I say I had to get married, there is a point in every man's life, where you feel like, hey, this person, that's this person. This is the person I want to be with. And luckily enough, my wife actually was born in France. So we were talking. We were having a discussion, and how did you?
Yeah, so he explained his story to me and everything when we met. And actually, some of you don't know that Kwame was an actor in Ghana. And he was acting in Kumawood movies and stuff. So when he told me his story, I was like, this guy can lie. Seriously. Amen.
Hey.
Seriously.
Oh, really?
I was like, no, this cannot be real. This guy is a liar. His mom died when he was 5, but she didn't raise him. It's her best friend that raised him with her husband. And she also died when he was 8. And he was raised by her husband, who left him when he was like around 9 and 10. And he was living by his own, and blah blah blah, like all the things he said right now. And I was like, so is it a movie that he acted, or is it a script that he wrote for a movie that he was going to produce one day, or what is that? And so lucky, seriously, you were very lucky that I knew your uncle, because I had to ask him if it was true. You were lucky. Yes, Anka.
I was lucky. You were lucky. You wouldn't have been my wife today.
You wouldn't have been
by
my
now
husband
you would have
today.
Been roaming around.
You wouldn't have been my ex-boyfriend today.
You wouldn't have been my wife today. You were rather lucky. You were rather lucky you weren't asking.
So yeah, I had to ask him, like, is it true? Is all the things he told me, is it true? And he told me, yes, it's true. He doesn't know his real dad, and like everything he told you is true. And then I was like, wow. So like this is very, 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 very serious. So if I can do something to help him and find his father, I will, like, at least I'll try. And as I said at the beginning, it's something that is really not easy, especially in like where we're not like old, but in our time, it wasn't as easy as today to go and search on Instagram, or there wasn't Instagram or stuff like that to find someone. And even now, people use fake names. They don't use their real names.
Use their real names and stuff.
Yeah, so even right now, for example, if you don't take someone like who investigates, like a professional to do it, it might be very difficult. And we didn't have enough information. We only had a name and a surname.
That is the only thing. That is my name, because that was the only thing I was told by the family and all that. It's like, hey,
this is his name, and
your name all we know. Is your dad's name. That's all.
So what I did was to go on. We have something in France called Page Blanche and Page Jaune. I think there are some here too, in other places. It's yellow pages. It's a big book with everybody's name and phone numbers and address. So if you're looking for a friend, an old-time friend, and you have her name, you can just search by alphabetical order.
Just like a dictionary.
Yeah, like a dictionary, but with the names, and you'll find the phone number and the address. Except if that person asked to be on a red list. Red list is that you can he or her name, her or his name will not be in that book, because some people don't want to be bothered by adverts or
And
things
stuff
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah, so some people are not on that list. So we had internet, because I said it was a long time ago, but at least there was internet. So I went on these on the site of these pages, page blanche web.fr. I typed his name and printed the list of people who had the same name, and there was 30.
The
I still
NB,
have it here. It's in the bag.
NBI has started work.
FBI.
When a woman wants to know something, God
So I
himself.
printed it, and there was 30, and I was like, yeah, 30 is a lot. So what I'll do, we're not in the rush. So what I'll do, I'll call 5 people every day and see if we'll find him or not. So at that time, Kwame was in Ghana. We were already married, and I came back to France. So